This is a story my father told me when I was young. He learned it from his father, and his father learned it from the elders of his village. In El Salvador, there are stories everyone knows, stories whispered during blackouts, stories told when the wind moves strangely through the trees, stories that remind people that the world we see is not the only one that exists. This is one of those stories. It comes from the village of Tierra Blanca, in the department of San Miguel, in the small but ancient country of El Salvador, deep in Central America. Long before paved roads, before electric lights, before radios carried voices through the night, the people of Tierra Blanca lived close to the land. They planted, they harvested, they prayed, and they understood something many have forgotten, that the earth itself was created with intention, that every root, every bulb, every leaf had a purpose, and that some foods carried protection far beyond what the eye could see. Among these foods, none were more respected than onions, garlic, and ginger. The elders said these plants were gifts from God, not only to nourish the body, but to guard the soul. And they told this story to explain why. In those days, Tierra Blanca was peaceful, but peace, like mist, can vanish without warning. It began with rumors. A man seen wandering at night, his back bent unnaturally, his voice sounding like it came from deep inside a hollow cave. Animals grew restless. Dogs refused to bark at him. Chickens stopped laying eggs. People said his eyes glowed red in the dark. Others said his fingernails had grown long and black, like claws. At first, no one believed it, until the attacks began. The man would appear at the edge of the village at dusk. He screamed in languages no one recognized. He tore through fences with bare hands. He chased people until they collapsed from fear. Some said he moved like an animal. Others said like something worse. No blade harmed him. No prayer spoken aloud reached him. The elders knew. This was possession, not sickness, not madness, but something invited in. The possessed man's name had once been Tomas Calderon. Before all this, Tomas had been ordinary. A drinker, yes, a gambler, sometimes, but human. 2 months before the terror began, Tomas had gone to a bar near the edge of San Miguel. There, he met a stranger, a cloaked man who never removed his hood. A man with eyes red like burning embers. A man whose fingernails curved like talons. The stranger offered Tomas a drink. Not liquor, something darker. The stranger promised wealth, fortune, power. Tomas drank, and from that night forward, he was no longer alone in his body. Back in Tierra Blanca, fear ruled. People locked doors at sunset. Mothers pulled children close. Candles burned all night. Until one evening, God placed another man on the same path. His name was Mateo Hernandez. Mateo was an onion farmer, a humble man, a faithful man. Every morning before sunrise, Mateo prayed, then worked the soil with his hands. That day, Mateo had harvested a full sack of onions. Large, white, freshly pulled from the earth, their scent strong and sharp. The elders always said onions carried truth in their smell. That evil could not tolerate them. As Mateo walked home, along the dirt road, the sky darkened faster than usual. Then he heard it, a growl, low, unhuman. Mateo froze. From between the trees, Tomas emerged. His body twisted, his eyes burning red, foam dripping from his mouth. Mateo ran, but the possessed man was fast. With no other choice, Matteo dropped his sack of onions and climbed the nearest avocado tree. He climbed until his hands bled, until he could climb no more. Below him, Tomas stopped. He sniffed the air, and then something strange happened. The demon inside Tomas reacted. It screamed. The smell of the onions filled the night. Tomas attacked the sack. He tore it open and began to eat. One onion, then another, and another. He consumed them whole, raw, violently. The possessed man screamed as he ate, as if the onions burned him from the inside. Matteo watched from the tree, frozen in terror. Hours passed. The moon crossed the sky. Tomas continued. As each onion disappeared, his screams grew weaker. By midnight, he collapsed beside the empty sack. All night long, he vomited, black liquid, foul-smelling bile, something unnatural. The earth soaked it in. As dawn approached, the birds began to sing. Matteo, exhausted, still clung to the tree. When the sun rose, Tomas stirred. Matteo expected glowing eyes. Instead, he saw a man, pale, weak, human. Tomas looked up at the tree. "Please," he said softly, "come down. I remember now." Matteo climbed down slowly. Tomas wept. He told Matteo everything. The bar, the cloaked man, the drink, the promise of wealth. He said the onion burned the poison away, that it forced the black magic out, that his body rejected the evil all night long. He thanked God. He thanked the earth. He thanked the onions. The elders later said onions, garlic, and ginger were chosen for this reason. They cleanse blood. They strengthen the body. They disrupt darkness. God placed medicine in plants long before medicine had names. The village changed after that. People planted more gardens. They ate what came from the earth. They refused gifts from strangers. They warned their children that witches and wizards still walk the world, that necromancy exists, that not all gifts are blessings, and that health of the body protects the soul. To this day, in Tierra Blanca, people say onions protect the home. And some truths, once learned, never fade. Sleep well.